What's going on, everybody? Fantasy Football Guru here with my running back edition for the pre-draft analysis, thoughts, predictions. Real quick, I just want to say I actually had this list was a lot different due to the fact that Ryan Matthews, who was on my overrated list, got injured. I scratched him off and put someone else, as well as Trent Richardson, another guy who was on my overrated list, as well as James Starks, who was on my overrated list already. I could show you the list on paper. It really is not a big deal to me. I just want to kind of scribble out some other names that I may have had on here in case anyone sees anything else. I definitely changed my, I guess you could say my list, so to speak. So here you can see my list. Let me just show you guys my overrated list right here. I had Starks, Ryan Matthews, Trent Richardson. So I switched them. The other guys are off on the side. As you can see, only one guy's really left. I switched the order up to make it more interesting. There was some guys that I had on here as overrated, on my short list of overrated for the year. So I just slotted them in basically and changed the 1 through 5 order. So as you can see, I was spot on with Ryan Matthews, Trent Richardson, and James Starks as stay away from already. They're already hurt, so I feel really good going into the season knowing that I'm already predicting properly. So I'm going to get right into this. I actually did another video. It was over 15 minutes, and YouTube wouldn't let me upload it. So we got a chance to watch some games already, so I'm going to get right into it. Top 5 underrated, in my opinion, going into the draft. Top 5 overrated, and then my top 5 overall for the season itself. Underrated, these guys are all guys I think that you can get either late or are going later than I think they should as far as what they're going to do for the season. Number 5, everyone's saying it, stay away from New England Patriots and their backfield. I feel differently. I feel like they have the small receivers in Branch and Lloyd, then they have the big target tight ends. I really feel like in a 2 tight end set, if you're running a draw play or you're running a screen pass, and then you have Welker too, I think that the running back is going to be crucial for that team to succeed this year, because I think if they have a great running back or a running back that can produce, that's going to make them twice as deadlier because they're going to have to now account for that. So Stephen Ridley is my top 5 is a top 5 underrated running back in my opinion for where he's going in the draft. I'm telling you, if he's there late and you already have 2 solid running backs, don't hesitate to snatch him up and take a shot. Put an asterisk next to him. Stash him away on your bench. Let's see what he does in the next couple of weeks if he stays healthy. But he's a violent runner, and I really, really like him as opposed to a lot of people that are against him. Number 4, the only rookie on the list, Doug Martin for the Buccaneers. He had a great game today with the second. He came in with the second unit, played really well. Shiano said that he's going to be the number 1 starter. However, Blunt started with the starters in the preseason game. However, do not sleep on this kid. If all the wheels are turning properly for the Bucs this year, Shiano gets him going, Vincent Jackson produces, Josh Freeman bounces back, Doug Martin has a chance to be Offensive Rookie of the Year, as well as it could be a 1,000-yard, 8-touchdown back. Pick him late, stash him late. Number 3 on the list, Lions, Kevin Smith. I mean, Javid Best is just not going to come back. That passing offense is just ridiculous. People are not going to really be accounting for the run, especially when they hear Kevin Smith is back there. He kind of faded away. His career came back. I really like him as a late-round stash away. So those 3 guys right there, really good late-round picks if you already solidify your running back position. These next 2 guys, I feel they're 1 and 2 on my list because I feel like they're not being drafted as RB1s or RB2s in any drafts that I've done or any mock drafts or any real drafts I've done. I feel like these guys are legitimate, are guaranteed RB2s, potentially RB1s this year in fantasy football. Number 2 on my list, Willis McGahee. I think with Peyton Manning, I think with that passing offense, I think McGahee in that air up there, in that division, he is going to have a big year. If he stays healthy, Willis McGahee will be a 1,200-yard running back with 9 to 12 touchdowns. Guaranteed easily. He'll get that easily. Where you could see him having huge games when they got the lead late and they don't want to risk dropping Manning back. McGahee's going to run the rock late. And number 1, this guy, he's going to have another great year. You know, no one really drafts him as an RB1 or RB2 because he's more like a flex play. But Darren Sproles, I mean, he's so underrated. The guy catches the ball, he runs the ball, he returns kicks. Darren, don't hesitate to go quarterback. Do not hesitate this season to go quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, and then take Sproles as your RB1. I'm just putting it out there. If you have Darren Sproles as your RB1, and then like a Kevin Smith or somebody else of that nature as your number 2, but you've got Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Graham, and Larry Fitzgerald or something like that, as your 1, 2, 3 with those other positions, you're going to be fine this year with a Darren Sproles as your RB1. Moving on to my top 5 overrated, as you guys saw, I shuffled them around. I'm going to get number 5, Ahmad Bradshaw. Listen, say what you want about the Giants. Ahmad Bradshaw last year was tore to pieces. He was hurt all the time. They lost Jacobs. I like their backups better than I like Ahmad Bradshaw. I'm completely staying away from Ahmad Bradshaw. Sure, he'll probably come out of the season and start off really well, but he's one ankle-foot injury away from being done for the season, possibly for his career. Stay away from him. Don't buy into the hype on Isaac Redman. You heard it here first. Everyone's all pumped up about Isaac Redman. Oh my God, Mendenhall, pup list, maybe out for a year. Isaac Redman's going to get the rock. No. Jonathan Dwyer, I believe, is a better suited back for that offense. I think Jonathan Dwyer, if he's given the chance, if Redmond something happens, Jonathan Dwyer is going to be a great running back this season for the Steelers. You heard that here. Number 3, overrated, Sean Green. Stay away from Sean Green. He's a mess. I don't care what he does in the preseason. I don't care what the Jets ground and pound. Mark it down. At the end of the season, if you take the fantasy football scoring for your league and you take Tim Tebow's numbers on running plays, what he rushes for, yardage, touchdowns wise, and comparing to Sean Green, I think Tim Tebow outscores Sean Green if he could be put in as a running back in your league. Number 2, Skittles, Marshawn Lynch. I'm sorry, I don't know what the Seahawks are doing over there. You got 3-headed quarterback monster. They're signing Terrell Owens, Braylon Edwards. I don't know. Listen, the Seahawks have to rely on the run. They're going to run the ball a lot. But Marshawn Lynch, I don't think he can endure this season. I think this season you're going to see him either get injured or that team is going to be playing from behind every game. They're just a mess. And the Sea Chickens, just stay away from Marshawn Lynch. I mean, hey, he may come out on fire the first 3 weeks of the season, but if he does and you have him, trade him right away and get peak value for him. The number 1 overrated running back, in my opinion, draft-wise, and he's not even being drafted that high, but he's still considered in the top 10, I guess the 15 running backs you could say, is Michael Turner. I just think he's just slower. Every time I see him, he's slower and slower. He's got them huge legs. Jacquizz Rodgers is really, really looking good, and that offense is going to pass. They're going to sling the rock with Matt Ryan this year. Julio Jones is a monster. Roddy White, Tony Gonzalez. Jacquizz Rodgers, third down back. Michael Turner, pass on Michael Turner. And then my top 5 running backs for the season, these are the guys I think statistically at the end of the year are going to be your top 5 in your league as far as scoring points-wise at the running back position. Number 5 is a guy that most people say stay away from, injuries, yada, yada. Listen to me. Since he's been on this team, he has never had, going into the season, this much of a legitimate shot to be a monster, and that's Darren McFadden. Barring injury, there's no Michael Bush. There's a legitimate quarterback. There's an offense. There's a real vibe in that team that they can win with Denarius Moore, Darius Bay showing up again. Darren McFadden is poised, if all goes well and is healthy, to be maybe even the number 1 running back in fantasy football this year. So he has that kind of upside. Listen, he's getting drafted later on, late 2nd, 3rd round. In my opinion, he's a 2nd-round pick. If I'm picking and I get Aaron Rodgers in the 1st round and the round comes back around to me and McFadden's there, I'm taking him over a lot of other running backs. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel. So, number 4, bounce back year. I think with Jake Locker as the quarterback. I think with another addition in the receiving core, Kendall Wright and Jared Cook, I think, who has a great breakout year at tight end. Chris Johnson will come back this year. Chris Johnson will have a very good year. He'll be in the top 5. The numbers 3 through 1 really could fall anywhere. This is not how I don't think they're going to finish number 1, 2, and 3. But these are the top 3 running backs and the consensus picks as well. LaShawn McCoy, I mean, Michael Vick is going to hopefully be healthy. That's a big sign. And the receivers, Macklin and Jackson, they have to be healthy. But LaShawn McCoy, you can't go wrong if you pick him 1 through 3 in the draft. Even if you pick him number 1, you can't go wrong. He's going to have a phenomenal season. Arian Foster, I mean, there's countless times you sit down on your computer in your league, you refresh the scoreboard in your league, and you see somebody's team already has 17 points in like the first 10 minutes of the day. That's usually the team that has Arian Foster, because he has 40 yards receiving, 60 yards, 65 yards rushing, and a touchdown in the first like 6 minutes of the game. See, that's the kind of potential he has, even though late they're going to rely on Ben Tate to kind of keep him well rested throughout the season. So if you're going to draft Arian Foster, you got to draft Ben Tate. My opinion, my number 1 running back, if I'm picking number 1, my draft is the 29th. So I'll come back with my draft results for you guys to see how I did, let you know what pick I had, show you the actual picks I made, everything. Ray Rice. I mean, I just think that the Ravens are in a year where their offense is really going to have to produce big time to show that they're making that change. The defense is getting old, and the offense is now starting to become more of a necessary thing on that team, where the defense could carry them to a 7-0 victory or a 6-3 victory. Not the case anymore. Flacco's got to step up, and I think Ray Rice has 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving, double-digit touchdowns. Easily, he's my number 1 pick in my draft if I get the number 1 pick on the 29th. So there you have it, guys. Any questions, any concerns, feel free to inbox me. Go to my channel. My Facebook link is on there. Add me on Facebook. Message me. Please spread the word, Fantasy Football Guru. I'll be here every week when the season starts, helping out with lineup questions, trade questions. I'll be doing my pre-Sunday studs, duds, and sleepers. I'll be doing, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, the guys I think are going to have a monster week that week, guys that you think are going to have a good week that are going to be duds, and then guys that may be on the waiver wire or on your bench that you should definitely get in your starting lineup that week that are going to put up huge numbers. So there you have it, guys. I'm out. I hope you guys have a really great weekend. Fantasy Football Guru, that's my running back video. Looking forward to doing my wide receiver video next week. Take care. Please subscribe and spread the word. Peace. I'm out.